Well, it's time for my Titan Path success streak to come to an end. I can't remember the last time I didn't do one of these Titan Path events to the full extent. Really, on both the main account, even the free-to-play has been doing all these Titan events. The 5-star souls have just been so valuable for me that on both accounts I've gone after them. Do Fusion Titan, really gets to you. But this one, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I just don't see that it's worth it. So let me walk through that for why. But I do think something worth doing instead of the Titan Path is click on the link in my description. Go get yourself Karato, brand new legendary nuker on your account. And you also get Tagoar when you hit level 15. With Karato and Tagoar, that's a real great start raid. That's what I do now. But back to the Titan event. So milestone 5, you do get the 5-star soul for Artor. So why would I not do it? I think if I think through this champ, I don't think the champ really needs the 5-star soul compared to some of the other ones they've given out, or where I would be tempted to get the 6-star on someone. I think Artur would benefit from the 6-star because he'd get more speed, but I'll never buy the 6-star soul for him. There's too many champs in line before him before I would ever waste something that takes 6 to 9 months of essence to pile up on this champ. He's just not worth the 6-star. And then the 5-star, he doesn't really need the accuracy. The 4-star, he's not going to do damage, so I don't need the crit damage. So all I think he really needs as a champ is the 3-star. So if I go to the 3-star milestone, it's only 600 points. I'd go pick that up, because if you're going to get him anyway, you might as well put a 3-star on him. And there's 1,750 points available. You only got to get 600 of them. Why not? So that I would do in a heartbeat. And then I guess if you're thinking about moving up, you know, in the 5-star, there is a mythical book. But to get that mythical book, you could skip a summon event. I guess if we cover summon events, part of why I wouldn't be too excited, these Titan Paths always have 3 summon events in them. There's 3 shard pulling events. There's 2 weekends in there, and they'll drop a deck of fate in there somewhere. So there's going to be 3 different times you got to pull shard. You can skip 250 points and still max this thing out. So you can skip 1 summon event. That leaves 2 summon events. So I'm quite skeptical. I would be stunned if you didn't have to participate in both summon events to get a mythical skill tome. So would I do 2 summon events just to get the 1 mythical skill tome? I mean, you can get that off the champ training event that's out now. I guess if you have piles of mythicals you need books for, it's a chance to get a book. I just don't think it's worth the resources for 1 mythical book. And then, you know, Chaos Ore is RNG. If I won 5-star chicken, an XP barrel, there's not that much in this 5th set that really would tempt me. I mean, 250 gems in a prime would be nice, but that's still a lot of points. So milestone 4 does have legendary skill tomes, chaos ores, immortals. There's some decent stuff in here. So I could see just doing the stuff that's just easy to do that you might have done anyway to use your daily energy, but there's a cost to that, right? You're not doing Minotaur. You're not building the champs. So 3 summon events. I would personally, I think on both my accounts, I will go get the milestone 3. I think what I'll also do is, I don't think I'll be in a rush, because I think in the 2nd week of this event, they often is when they will throw the fusion in for that 2nd weekend. That's often also a champ chase or summon rush for the next fusion, in which case you have to pull for the fusion anyway. So I can hit my 600 points if I just don't rush, and I just plan on, I know I'm going to get some of the events in the 2nd week anyway. So I wouldn't front load it and go out fast unless you're planning on trying to do the whole thing. But if you're just going for the 3-star soul, I would be keeping in mind you may need some events stuff in that. You may get some points in that 2nd weekend. They've done it where they don't launch the fusion, and they've done it where they've had the fusion. So wouldn't surprise me with this thing being 2 weeks and the fusion just ended today, that we could get that 2nd weekend is when the fusion kicks off. It certainly would fit their timing. So then I would be probably thinking about between here and there, I'd rather build my account than go after these extra rewards, even in this 4th milestone. You know, 1 Immortal Soul Stone, 1 Skill Tome. I mean, they're good to get, but personally, I'd rather spend the next 2 weeks working on my account and actually do some Minotaur, which I never do, and actually build some of these champs. You got 2 free weeks of free gear, which is another point I would make. 2 weeks of free gear removal, and you could skip this Titan event. What a great time to just go build champs on the account. So that's what I'd be focused on. So that's really what I feel about this event. Not worth the 5s. The 5-star milestones don't really get me. The milestone 4s are decent, but you're still expending a lot of resources to get there. Some decent stuff. And the milestone 3 is really about getting the Artor split souls. So I just go get that 3-star. That's what I'm going to do on my 2 accounts, and I'm done. I'm not going to worry about it. If I happen to end up in the 4th milestone set because I do some stuff for the fusion at the 2nd weekend, fine. But I'm not going going to lose sleep over it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about quickly is the CVC champs. So they have some stunning CVC champs available here. This video will probably go to editing, so I don't know by the time you see this thing, this might be day 2 of the CVC, or you just catching up on my videos and this thing's already over. But some stunning champs on here. You got Tiox, Harima, Duchess, Rotos, Marichka, Nishok's actually great again. Yumiko, Narcissus. I mean, that's a stunning list for day 1 and day 2. Vulcanus, Artak, Cupidus I think is old school now. Michinaki, Sakia's still really good. Sulfurian's fantastic. Supreme Galek, he's probably been power crept a little. Still good in Hydra, but not what he was. And Riho's really good. Not as good as some of the others, but Riho's really good. So 2 great lists. No 2 times, non-PR. This is one of those times I feel like for most people out there, if you didn't watch my video on resource management, please go watch that one. This is one of those bait times where there's no 2 times. Progressives are a crap chance to pull non-voids. Okay for the voids on here, but there's no 2 times, so your odds of getting the legendary are even low. The only time I think about these is if you were using a mercy tracker and you know you're at 198 shards and you're about to hit mercy. Then, and by the way, probably on voids, because even on non-voids, yeah, man, your odds of getting are so low. I feel these are bait. I guess if you're sitting on a couple hundred ancients and some gems and you're at 190 on the Mercy and you could go pick up a Tiox or Harima, okay, maybe that's worth it. Unless you know you're at Mercy. This is a time not to go, I got 40 ancients, let me go pull them. Well, that's why you don't have enough shards to get the fusions done in the future. Or why you can't do a deck of fate event that's dependent on shards when you need them. Or one of these Titan events if you wanted to get it done. This one I'd skip, but in the future is my point. I think you could just save resources for these. It's bait. There's bait all the time. This is a non-PR CVC. They throw fantastic champs at you because they know you shouldn't pull, but let's throw something good enough that maybe you just can't resist. So as I said, if you don't know if you're at Mercy, I'd sit this out. Hopefully by the time you saw this, it was too late. You sat it out and you're going, I got it. But anyway, I'd love to hear from your comments. If you're one of the people that didn't listen or didn't listen, or it was too late by the time you saw this video and you actually pulled and got somebody, hey, let me know. If you actually sat it out and you saved your shards, hey, here's a chance to pat yourself on the back and say, I sat it out, didn't pull, resisted the bait. You know, I'd love to hear that. So anyway, let me know if, I'd also love to know who's going for this Titan event. Is anybody going after this thing, you know, for 4 or 5 stars? And if so, why? Why were you motivated to go get that? Or was it the mythical book or something else you went after? So I think that's it. I don't think this needs to be any longer than that. Appreciate anybody who's still here watching and really appreciate any likes and subscribes you can give me. Thank you.